Good morning and welcome to week number 7 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020, and today is run number 31 and we are starting off with a tempo run, and I am excited for tempo runs. As I mentioned last week, tempo runs is a chance for me to kind of get out and go a bit, so it gives me a bit more reason to let loose a little bit. Today we'll be doing 5k at a 5:43 pace. These are the shoes I'm wearing, my fresh new pair. Well, they're not new anymore, I've worn them a few times, but the idea is to help make my feet work for me in these new shoes. Hopefully get that little extra form, cadence, whatever it is, just to keep me fresh and hopefully to get this pace. Now, what I have done today, with the thanks of Sean, my good mate, he has suggested, why don't I put some range, why don't I put a range set on my Garmin, so I'm not trying to just stick to 5:43, but basically I can range between 5:40 and I think I've put 5:46, and that way I can test it, see how it's going, and it will help keep me honest and keep me closer to that range that I'm trying to achieve. Now, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Don't forget, there is some timestamps below. You can jump around, have a look and see what you like. Click through. I've got a bunch of different things. I've got heaps for this video actually. Going to be talking about goals, going to be talking about passions. Got a couple of questions for you. Obviously here for the run as well and the training plan, but lots of different things that I want to share and discuss with you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So make sure you leave a comment, ask a question, and have some fun along the way, and let's get into it. 1k in, averaging 5:46, feeling good. You know, I've pulled up all right from that 17k. Was a little sore, but I've also got to mention I did go to the Osteo yesterday as well, but I'll give you an update on that when I'm back. All right, tempo baby, done and dusted. Feeling super good. Lots to think about, but I was able to keep my mind focused. You see, went to the Osteo yesterday. Good news is everything seems fine. He did another checkup, gave me a good beating, put me back into place and made me feel good. Probably the worst part was my jaw. I've got a bit of a misalignment in my neck and jaw as well, so that one was that hurt. That really did hurt. But so the good news is Osteo back, everything's fine, feeling good while running. Now Sunday did the 17k as I mentioned while I was running, and I was going to mention it when I came out here before, but I wasn't really feeling anything. Now when I woke up this morning I was a bit stiff. Yesterday I was a bit stiff as well, but I have been doing some rolling, some stretching and whatnot, just to get everything pumping and flowing, and yeah, turned out all right. I was a bit worried about this run just because I didn't want to overdo it, but at the same time I wanted to make sure that I could do it, just because I'm so competitive against myself. However, I've managed to do it. I think I've probably come in a bit too fast, typical. I reckon probably around a 5:39 pace, somewhere there again. It seems to be where I keep getting stuck on. Right, so there's the run. But if we jump over to Garmin, yeah, there we go. So 5:45, 5:27, 5:42, 5:37, 5:30. So, not too bad. All right, that's that. Super happy with that result, and I am feeling fresh. I am feeling good. Now, in this video, I mentioned, this week there's a lot of things I want to chat about. The first thing I want to mention is I've just signed up for the 60-day trial of the Strava app. Now I've always used Strava, but been chatting with Sean and a few other people around, what benefit does it bring? Well, there is an option on there to be able to track some of my performance and how I'm basically gaining in performance over a period of time. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this week a bit of a test on it, just so I get some stats behind it and see what it's bringing together, and then I'll probably actually want to dive into it a little bit and just see what it's telling me. I don't want to get super reliant on it though, because I've got so many little apps and things that I'm tracking stuff on, but I'm just curious to see what it's like. And the question for you is, are you using Strava, which most people probably are, but are you using I think it's called Strava Summit, or the subscription version, which is the pro version, which is the paid version? Are you using it? Why do you use it? What's your favorite benefit or your favorite perk about it? Let me know in the comments. Just want to say thank you once again for all the support, all the encouragement, getting some great feedback, loving the engagement. And look, to be honest, each week I'm already thinking about what I can do next in the video, how I can make it more exciting, or how I can just continue to have so much fun. And I'm having a ball doing this. This is definitely the highlights of my week, and being able to document, share, and just do this journey together and go through the highs and lows. The other thing I kind of just wanted to bring to everyone's thought is, has anyone else, you're driving around or you're walking around or you're just doing something and you start to just reminisce and think about your last long run or your last run, and it makes you kind of want to just get out and do it again. Now, when I do a long run, obviously there's a lot of pain, there's the challenge, there's the mindset, the physical and the mental pain and just everything, and you're in it and you're thinking, why am I doing this? And then you get to the end of it and you feel totally accomplished. And then usually the day after, I start thinking about it. Oh, I can't wait to get out and do it again, to challenge myself, to push myself. And does anyone else get that? Like, I've really got that, and I'm excited to start to tap into this. I know I've got 18.5k, I think it is, at the end of this week, and thinking about it now, it's nerve-wracking, but at the same time I'm excited to just get out and start to break that mental barrier again. It's a bit of a hate-love relationship. Do you think? Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. All right, now trying not to go through everything that I plan to put into this video into this first run, but make sure you jump down into the timestamps, jump around, have a look and see what makes sense for you. Got some questions, got some videos to share, some other channels, and lots of other little topics and things in there. So jump around. Thanks for jumping in today, and if you've made it this far, continue on. If not, jump around, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Good morning and welcome to run number 32 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020, and today is an endurance run, and we're getting to the point where an endurance run almost seems like a long run. We're doing 9.5k today at an average pace of 6:39. That's the target anyway. Interesting, because I felt like it was just a week ago or 2 weeks ago that my long runs were around that 10k marks, and now we're really starting to get into some of the more interesting territory. So getting this done and dusted. 9.5 is a bit of an odd distance, so I'm just basically going to do 2 loops, and I won't try and do all the extended on that loop, and that way I should land between 9:50 and 10 kilometers. To be honest, feeling a bit tired today, still a little rough and tough from yesterday's tempo session, so we'll see how we go. And I've just got to remember that the intent of this run is to do endurance, so it's slow pace, it's not to be pushing, it's easy done, easy go. So we'll see how that works out. These are the shoes I'm wearing today, wearing my trail shoes, and also I've got some compression socks on. I actually forgot that I had these, so I figured I'll give them a go, see how they go, and yeah, who knows, and then I'll probably start to use them a lot more on my longer runs, to be honest. Let's get into it. Got a few things we'll chat about afterwards, but for now, let's get it done. So good. Alright, just after 1k in, and things are not going to plan. And it might be to do with the socks, but my calves are tight, super tight, and it's probably to do with the compression socks. Really didn't think this through, but we're going to push through. Currently averaging around just low 7s at the moment, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just need to go with the body and do what the body says. Probably just got to warm up, I guess. I'm actually finding these midweek endurance runs probably tougher than some of the longer ones. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. All right. 3K in, averaging 6:56. Once again, just checking in with myself, and mentally I feel good actually. I know that there's no pressure on this run. I'm actually feeling things. My calves are a bit sore. I think it's to do with the compression socks, just adjusting in, but that's the thing that's playing with my head at the moment. I mean, I don't feel that I can't get into a groove. I'm just uncomfortable, but that's the whole point. Getting comfortable with uncomfortable. And you know, this is 9.5K. I've done this probably 100 times, but sometimes things are just there to give you a challenge, and today is one of those days again. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, halfway in, averaging around 6:56, and feeling lots, but that's okay. Feeling good, feeling lots, but feeling good. That's all that matters. I'm still positive, still smiling, still happy. That's good. So good. 9.5 done, and this is one of those runs where well, I think it's going to start to be a very common run of the plan, is the reality check of, you know, how things are, how running brings us through a roller coaster of emotions and a roller coaster of experiences and a roller coaster of mental challenges. And as much as it is so frustrating when you're in the run and you're just trying to work through it and figure out how you're going to get through it, but you do. And I'll be able to show you in a minute that the first half of this run it sucked, and there's no particular reason why. Maybe it's because I'm tired, maybe I'm just, I don't know, bad mentality, not focused, I don't know. But the second half, once I got past all that, I was ready to kick butt. And you know, I've come in slower than pace, which it's probably the first time. I'm usually going way too fast, but I was able to just remind myself at the end that everything's all good, and I was able to enjoy the final 1K and try and push as much as possible to get back onto pace. And I think I've done pretty good. I think I've ended quite well, and this is the beauty of it all. This is the beauty of it all. Let's get into the results. All right, let's have a look at this. There we go, averaging 6:43. I was aiming, what, 6:39, so I think I've done pretty good. And let's just get into, look at this. Pace-wise, you can see at the start, I was struggling, whereas I've worked my way up, and as you can see at the very end there, I've done quite well. And heart rate though was low the whole way. I maxed out at the start when I was just trying to deal with whatever I was trying to deal with and just get through it all. But overall, it's coming quite low, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, well that's 9.5K done, and definitely one of the challenging runs for the for the week so far, and probably for the plan. But I think the difference between this run and the one that I struggled with last week is I was more prepared for this, and I was able to push through it and battle through it at a different capacity. And I think this has probably been one of the things which, going into this plan, because I've done it all before, knowing that I'm pushing myself a bit harder because obviously I have a goal in mind, but I know that this is going to become more and more of the usual kind of run, of the challenge, of the mental challenge, and just pushing through some of the physical things. And I mentioned that there's, as much as you push through and struggle, and it's easier said than done in the actual run itself, by the time you get to the end of it, you just feel like a million bucks. You feel like so accomplished because you've literally done one thing better today. And you know, in the time of doing it, it might feel impossible or uncomfortable, but it's about getting past that, and it's a good day. Right, not going to jump into any topics necessarily today. We'll be spending a bit more time on that later through the week. So feeling good. Make sure you drop down below, check out the timestamps, jump around, have a look at what you want to see, and also if you've got a question, anything, chuck it down in the comments. See you when I'm looking at you. Ciao. Good morning and welcome to run number 33 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020, and today is a speed session. Today we are doing 5 times 400 meter sprints at 5:26 with 1 minute 30 rests in the middle. And it's going to be a little different today because, as you can see, I'm starting my video somewhere else. I'm out here, actually you've probably seen this numerous times, where I run past in the morning, and this is just not too far from where I live, and it is a spectacular morning. It's a cold morning. It's about 3 degrees right now, but I'm going to get out, get this speed session happening. But I'm going to introduce you, well, for those that have been around for a while would already have seen this, but any of you new subs in the last 100 subs since I've made it to 400, I'm going to introduce you to the drone. The good news is I'm actually on a couple of personal days off from work, and just to rest, recover, and just have a mental break from it all. And there's no better way than getting out, enjoying this kind of weather, fresh but beautiful, you know, doing my run, getting out, doing a drone, and just having some fun, just spending some time with myself and focusing on what I love doing. So this is a spectacular morning. And I also want to talk to you about passion. Passion is, I mean, it's in us all, and we all have our different passions, and we all interpret passion a little different to everyone else. And sometimes that could be a hobby, sometimes it could be just something we like to do on the side, it could be a side hustle. But I want to talk to you about passions. I want to know about your passions, and we'll get on that a little bit after the run. So I am going to go find a nice little stretch to do these 400 meter sprints, get the drone set up, and then give it a fly. Too fast, bit too fast. I think I've done around a 4:57 on that first one. Number 2, bit better, bit better. Number 3, still way too fast. Four, fast, but better than last time. Not too fast. 5, bit better, still way too fast. And we'll have a look at the results. Speed session done. Feeling good. And before we get into the details, I guess one thing I kind of forgot to mention was pulling up after yesterday's run. So I did 9.5 yesterday. Pretty tough run. I've pulled up all right. I was a bit sore this morning in the calves, but I gave them a good beating this morning just to make some magic happen. And I think I did a bit of a warm-up this morning as well when I was playing with the drone and stuff, so it's been a bit better on the calves. And that's probably why I'm running a bit too fast, is because 1, I'm on 2 days leave. 2, it's probably because I'm just feeling happy. 3, I've warmed up. 4, played with the drone. 5, it's beautiful. There's so many reasons why, and I think this is part of the challenge of the training plan, is trying to go with what you need to go with and not overdoing it. And I don't think I've overdone it. I think I've just potentially had a bit too much fun, which is okay. And I'm trying to be focused when doing this as well. I'm not pushing myself to go faster. I'm actually trying to bring it back, and this is naturally where I'm landing. So I think it's okay. All right, well, let's have a look and see how we went and then have a chat. All right, so total average pace is 7:06, obviously, which is okay, but this isn't going to see the splits because this is just housing it. So what I'm going to do is jump over to the Garmin. All right, so here we go. 4:52, 5:03, 5:03, 5:11, 5:13. So a bit too fast. I probably got a better consistent rate as I progressed from halfway onwards. This has been a continued learning process, I guess. It's just feeling, and I think once I turned my music off, and I turned my music off, and I was able to probably just go with it a bit better, and it slowed me down a little bit. So the music was, keeping me excited and pumped, which is great, but for the purpose of what we're trying to achieve here, I was trying to keep to that pace. But yeah, look, I mean, I'm not that far off it. If we have a look here, it's pretty consistent, really. Heart rate wise, yeah, it's just dropped at the end there. I don't know what's going on there, but it's a bit weird, to be honest. Look, I'm pretty happy with that run. I mean, I'm not going to complain, and as I said, it's a continued progress. I've got to just continue to do what I'm doing, go with the body, and I'm feeling good, so I'm just gonna make the most of that. Now, the quick thing that I wanted to chat to you guys about today, and it's probably more of a question, and if anyone's been on the channel for a long time, they would know that I'm a huge advocate for people's passions. I'm a huge advocate for people knuckling down and doing what they love, and finding something on the side, whether it's a side hustle, a side gig, and utilizing their talents at full capacity. And this channel and running has been that for me. And I also have a side business as well, which is literally about that. It's called Furry, and it's all about helping people further their lifestyle and pursue their passions. And the intent of that brand is to just be everyone's fan, to motivate, encourage, and support people in trying to find their passion. And it's changed over the years, and having chatted to some of you already, and one guy in particular, Aaron from FitLab, and I gave him a mention last week. I wanted to quickly just mention him again, and he's doing everything that I have just said there. When it comes down to passion, when it comes down to intent, when it comes down to building something, he's doing it for the right reasons. He's doing it because he wants to bring value and help others and see others grow. And in this case, it's around the fitness and nutrition. Now, the one area where I lack is I don't have a particular skill set which I'm a superstar at. You know, there's people that are, we'll take Aaron from FitLab for example. You know, he is an absolute machine when it comes to fitness, right? And you have a look at him, he's ripped, he's done the hard work, right? And then you think of someone like Vince Liu, who's another person that I've chatted about on this channel. You know, he's a performance junkie, right? You know, he is absolutely smashing it. And then you jump around and you think of people that do art, people that do dance, people that do modeling or photography, people that sing, people that play an instrument, people that do anything for that matter. And these are just some examples, right? There's so many different hidden talents and passions. And the idea for me is I don't have any one of these things that I believe that I'm particularly good at or thrive at. What I am good at, and I would like to think so, is I'm good at seeing other people's potential. I like to look from the outside and see what people have, their talents, their skills, what they're looking at or what they're planning to do, and I can see the potential of that, not just now, but where it could possibly go. I'm a futuristic thinker, right? I like to think about, well, where could this be? Where could it go? Now, the problem with that for myself is I get excited very, very easily when I think, oh, I'm gonna go do this, it's gonna look like this, and it's gonna be amazing, right? And it's a bit of a perfectionist mentality, but I've learned to not try and focus on what I want it to be, but understand of what I can make it to be, doing my best ability, and do it with intent and authenticity. Where I can help others succeed is helping them see that vision, see it come to life, because most people lack the motivation, or they lack the encouragement, or they doubt, right? And if I can come along and see, now there's some gold sitting right here, and help them see that, then that makes me feel good because I'm helping them, and I don't get anything out of it other than I'm just seeing the success come from them. So it helps build the positivity in me, because I believe that's the service, or that's the skill that I have to enable others. Now, I've put this into practice a few times, not as much as I would like to, and I want to do that more, right? So question for you, challenge for you is, what's your passion? What do you think your passion is? What's your talents? What's your skills? What's your hobbies? And let's do a bit of a challenge for myself, is put down a little bit of what that is down the bottom, and we'll do a little segment which I like to call, which is actually coming from a podcast called the Solopreneur Hour. It's called Find Your Swing. Right? You put down a couple little things, you know, maybe you have two different skills at two different edges of niches, you know, completely opposite, and you want to bring those two things together. Chuck it down below, and I'll see what I can come up with, right? It's a challenge, it's going to be a little scary, but what I intend to do here is, I'll pick out a couple and I'll say, look, this is some great opportunity that I see here, or what I think of it, or what I look at it from an outside perspective. Do it. Good morning and welcome to run number 34 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020, and today it is cold. It is 4 degrees, it is so foggy. Anyway, these are the shoes I'm wearing today, and today we are doing an endurance run, and it's going to be 8k at a 6:39 pace, I believe. Should be all right. Tomorrow I'm doing 18.5, so I figured I would do the shorter one today, just to, and then tomorrow I can just slow cruise into that longer run. All right, I've got some exciting stuff to share today. We're going to get into a bit of a Q&A, get into some shout outs, some channels, and some folks that I've been chatting to through the week. And also I do want to do a little update on goals as well. So we'll get to that at the very end. And feeling good, feeling positive, feeling fresh. One, because it's cold, but also just because the last 2 days I've had off, and it's been great to be able to rest, relax, clear the head, clear the mind, and positivity is good. All right, let's get out, let's get it done. See you out there. All right, 3K in, focus is there, feeling good. Actually, everything feels good. One thing that's a bit weird is my heart rate is at max. It's at 180, and I think I don't feel like I'm pushing. I don't feel that you know, yeah, I do not feel 184 right now. So either something's wrong with my watch, or it's something to do with this cold weather. I know it's a bit weird, but look, say 185, but I wouldn't be able to talk like this if it was like that. Surely not. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, 6K in, still his heart rate sitting at 170. Just doesn't seem right. Yeah, we'll worry about it later. Done and dusted. Run done and dusted, and feeling super good. It's a bit of a weird feeling actually, because I think it's something to do with the cold air, that because I am a bit coughy at the moment and chesty, so maybe heart rate's just been up just because cooler air. My breathing's probably just running a bit further and whatnot. Look, I have no idea. This is just me doing all hypotheticals, but heart rate did drop there in the final K or so, around 154. So I say it's all right. It's just anyway, feel good though. So you know, no concerns about not being able to focus. Good mindset. Nothing even physical, and I didn't even get numb feet. There was a little hint of it, but I did tie my shoes slightly tighter than I have been doing previously. So maybe that's done the magic. I feel really good listening to David Goggins still. I mean, this book is incredible. It's good. It's relatable in small amounts, and it's making me smile. It's making me feel amazed and inspired. You gotta read or listen to this book. Get on it. Let's get into the stats. Well, that's annoying. It's saying 7.98 when clearly hadn't clocked over. That's weird. It's very, very frustrating as well. Anyway, not too bad. So what have we done here? 6:28 pace, so 10 seconds faster than expected. Average heart rate was high. Like, look at that. There's 168. That's just... You can have a look at that. The speed wise, I did speed up at the end there. Heart rate, like, look at that, maxed out at 194. That's some weird stuff. Where was I? That's where, I mean, I was running basically super heavy. Interesting. I'm going to jump over to the Garmin, and I'm super annoyed that it hasn't given me a full 8K, but that's okay. Look at this. This is pace wise, and let's look at the heart rate. Yeah, some weird stuff happening there. All over the place. Interesting. Right, so now let's, and I did mention I was going to talk about goals, and look, there isn't much to talk about here, but at the start of the year I had said I wanted to do a sub-2 half marathon, and I wanted to do another marathon, right? So I'm going to change that a little bit. Obviously I'm still doing the marathon. With the sub-2 half marathon, I'm dropping that off the table. I'm not putting the expectation there. The reason why is because, you know, usually I hadn't intended to get that result I hadn't intended to get a new PB last year, and this year I don't want to have that mentality on it, because I don't want to distract myself while doing this marathon training. I really want to make sure I'm putting in my 110% to this training for the marathon. And I feel like if I start fixating on getting onto a sub-2 half marathon while doing my marathon training, it might not help me. Now, if I am going to start doing half marathons, obviously for part of my training, but I don't want to be doing them heavy because they're meant to be slow runs. So I want that's why I'm trying to remove that mentality. Otherwise I feel like I'm going to start getting frustrated with some of these runs because I'm not getting that PB. So I'm taking it off the table, and that's just a reality check for myself. But also I think it's good to just reset some of these things. You know, things have changed this year, and that doesn't mean that I'm not going for the goal. It just means at this point in time my priority is let's smash this marathon. Next thing is let's do a little bit of Q&A, some questions that I had from last week, and then I've got some channel shout outs for everyone. And I tell you, it's been an awesome week. So let's get into the Q&A. I've actually got 3 questions from my good friend Rossa Runs, and he's been on here before. He's asked plenty of questions and he's given me 3, so I'm going to do all 3 at once. But I'll start off with the first one, and the first one was, since I've been doing some, and I'll chuck it up on screen, right? But he's basically asking, he would love to see the stats on this video compared to the average size videos that I put out, right? And this is a very good question, and I'm going to take a screenshot and show it to you, because ever since I started doing these longer videos from 20-minute plus, and the video that he commented on was not last week's, it was the weeks before, which was around 39 minutes, 40 minutes. And that one, if I jump over to it, so that would have been week number 5. This video has now been on there for 9 days and 20 hours. Now, ranking compared, it's done 164 views, right? So it's way up there compared to my least average. It's more than double, and then it's, you know, significantly higher. Now, from an average view duration, it's double compared to my typical. As you can see, that's 6:48 minutes, and the watch time is, you know, it's almost 5-6 times higher than my low average, but also double my maximum average, and you can see that right here. So mate, it's doing wonders. And the beauty of this has really been the chapters or the timestamps. And if you're not using them, this is to anyone that's watching this channel, watching this video, use them. See how you can incorporate them. It enables people to jump around and, you know, jump to what they want to see. At the end of the day, I can't expect you or everyone to be watching 30-40 minutes of content, because not everyone has that time that they can just throw around. But what I would like is people can jump in, grab the value that they want, and grab the insight, the details. Some people are here probably for the runs, some people are here maybe about the books, maybe just hear about me ranting or whatever I'm talking about, or maybe it's for the Q&A and channel shout outs. But there's a lot of different things in here which gives the opportunity for you as someone to jump on over to a channel and find something that you like. And if you like it, you'll stick around, you'll see some more, and you'll click on multiple timestamps. But these longer videos, I mean, it's my workflow, it's what's working for me, and I'm enjoying it, and sounds like a lot of people are too. So thanks for the question, mate. Now his next question, and it's a pretty funny one, it's like, will there be any drones in this training? Will there be any drone opportunities for this training block? Yes, you've seen it. So I've been trying to do it for a long time, and because I had some time off, I was able to get out and get it done. So hopefully I'll get to do it a little bit more as well as we continue through the series. And well, if you like the drone stuff, what do you think? Let me know. Do you want more? Now, the other question that I got from him was, a lot of my runs start out unmotivated until my brain gets the spike. Do you do any warm-ups before you start so you are ready to rock? Look, to be honest, warm-ups, I mean, I'm doing usually a bit of mobility, stretching, a bit of yoga before I do my runs. And then depending on the run, how I'm feeling, sometimes I might do a bit of a, you know, leg swing and stretch, and, you know, very, very small strides or jumps. But it really depends. Usually by the time I'm running, I've been up for a good hour or 2 and I've been moving around and stuff. Whereas sometimes if, you know, I'm getting out cold, you know, if I'm feeling real stiff, I might do a couple of things. But to be honest, full transparency, no, I usually just run straight into the run cold. And a lot of the time it takes me a good 4 kilometers, especially on these longer runs now, a good 4-5 kilometers to really get into a groove. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, a lot of these aren't crazy runs. Like the intent is to take it slow. So, you know, if my first half is a bit slower, a bit harder, the second half usually I make it up. So that's that. Right, the next thing I want to talk about is some channels. And this week it's been super cool to check out a few new channels. And All right, so the first one is, and I do apologize if I get this wrong, mate, is Lamarrgg. And Lamarrgg, he's been commenting on my channel, and I finally got over to his. And well, the thing I love about his channel is he's just 100% authentic. He's just casual guy having a casual chat. But what's really cool is he's documenting his journey of, he recently just quit his job and he started his own business, and he'd been doing that as a side hustle, and he's now 100% committed, and he's jumped into it, and he talks a bit about that, and he's now going into that process of just bringing you along for the journey. He's doing a few book reviews, and you know, there's a lot in there, and I'm excited to see this channel grow and see his journey with this, because well, I love seeing side hustles. As you know, I spoke about, you know, passions and whatnot before, so go check out his channel. I think there's something really good there for everyone, and he's inspiring, and it's motivating, and it's encouraging to see people, you know, seeing something that they have and taking a risk on it, taking a bet on it, because the worst thing that can happen is you fail. But at the same time, it could actually go really, really well, and I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do. And yeah, kudos, man. Now the next channel is myBSlife, and Brad, we connected just recently. I mean, we've been commenting on each other's channels for a while, and what's super cool is we actually just like, oh, let's do a random, you know, Google Meet, let's have a chat, let's talk some YouTube. And you know, we didn't really plan or prep anything, and we had this conversation, and we realized that we're very like-minded, and we've got similar goals or similar ideas. And it's such a small world. So he's over in Canada, I'm here in Australia, Melbourne. Turns out he's been in Melbourne before, he's lived here, and it's just such a small world. And it was such a really good chat to just, you know, talk YouTube, talk, you know, what's going on in the world, and just, you know, being able to connect with someone from so far away. Now, that's not the reason I went over to his channel. Originally, I had gone over to his channel is because he's currently doing, it's kind of like an accountability challenge to himself, where is one day he's going to go out and he'll go, I'm doing 350 burpees today, I'm doing 100 push-ups today, or I'm doing whatever the workout is, and he's just trying to lose weight. And he's basically just documenting and sharing these whole videos of, could be 40 minutes of him just doing push-ups or burpees or whatnot. But what's really cool is, one, it's showing his dedication, and two, the accountability there. It's great for him, but I think other people are starting to enjoy this, because, you know, people are, you know, wanting to go in there, jump in and see, okay, can this guy actually do it? And they're realizing, okay, this guy is legit, right? And I think that's what it's all about, is being authentic. And his intent here is just to share and show you what it's like and how he's doing it. And he's also started up a bit of a vlog, and we chatted about some other ideas. And go check out his channel. You know, they're really good workouts as well. Other people, if you're looking for a good workout or some challenges, jump on there and follow along, right? I think it's a good opportunity. But really down to earth guy, and you know, he's 100% straight to you, so he's going to give you a 100% honest answer. So go check out his channel. Good stuff, mate, and it was great having a chat with you the other day. And then the final one that I want to give a mention to today, and this is actually a video, I mean, it's a channel as well, but the video that stood out to me. So this is the Determined Runner, and this guy, he's from the Scottish Highlands, and where he lives is just unbelievable. And he's only been doing YouTube for the last 6 months, and you know, he did this video, and I'll pop it up, and I want you to go over and have a look at it, because if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, or you're still in your early days, and actually this is the same for Brad. He's only been on since, you know, this year as well, and he's absolutely killing it. But you know, the Determined Runner, he does a video which is so well done, just pretty casual in terms of, well, what has he learned, what did he know before getting onto YouTube, and you know, what does he know now. And he goes through a very high level of, you know, he started with nothing, he made the investment, he started doing this, now he's learning all this new lingo. And it's a really good video just to, one, motivate people that are getting into it, two, just to give a bit of insight of what the realities are of someone that has no understanding of YouTube, and three, it's just a nice way to share and document and help inspire others. And you know, I've been doing YouTube for ages, but even from that, seeing the way he presented this and the way that he brings himself in front of the camera, I think that's really, really good. And I think there's some value there for other people to jump on over, have a look, have a listen, and hopefully learn a tip or two. So good stuff, man. All right, well, that's it. And look, I've been very inspired this week, and I'm looking forward to, and I do apologize for all the noise in the background, I'm looking forward to continuing to grow, have conversations, meet and comment and discuss with you all. And it's been so great so far, and I appreciate all the feedback, all the support, all the encouragement, all the comments. And if you have a question, chuck one in there. What I will be looking to do, that I would like to do more, is try and do more of these conversations. And what I mean that is whether it's a Google Meet or I don't know, I'm still figuring that out. But if this is something which is curious to you, let me know in the comments as well, and we'll have a chat about it. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Good morning and welcome to run number 35 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020. And today it is our long run. It is windy, it is a little nippy. It's going to be a bit of an interesting morning, I would say. And we're doing, yeah, as I said, we're doing the long run, 18.5k at a pace of 6:48. Now I think this will be very interesting. I've been building my mind up to this on both sides of the line, meaning I'm very excited for this run and also super nervous, just because long runs, you know, it's where you're going to go through the challenge to, you know, beat yourself mentally, beat yourself physically, and at the same time it's always nice to think that you're going to come out at the other end of this stronger and fitter and better and accomplished and all those things. So there's a lot of mixed emotions in there. I mean, this is what the whole marathon's about, right? All right, so let's get this done. All right, let's get it done. Hope you're all feeling good. I'm feeling good. Are you ready? Are ya? Let's do it. All right, just shy of 4k. Things are going all right. Feeling a few little things, but it's expected, I guess. Yeah, still got it. Kind of in a bit of a trance at the moment, just going with the groove. You know, what's really interesting is every run is different. You know, mentally, physically, emotionally, and that's the beauty of it. You never know what you're gonna get, but you learn so much about yourself. Do you agree? You know, it's something interesting. I think we would all agree. That's the beauty of the run. All right, loop number 1 done. Now we're gonna go do a bit of one in reverse. Okay to go. Done and dusty. Oh. Done and dusted, and whew, that was a good run. It was a bit of a the middle section of this, like, so must have been from 6 to 12. It's all a bit of a blur, and then all of a sudden I realized I was 3k out. It's probably one of the good runs where you get into a good trance. Now the build up to the first half, yeah, probably around one hour in, it felt like a long stint, a long haul. It wasn't tough, it just, time wasn't going quick. I mean, you can't make time go faster than it is, but what I'm saying is, the trance that I was in was slow, right? But I was consistent, I had a good groove, and I've maintained pace pretty well. The only time where I've kind of dropped down, this is without looking at it, is probably when I've done the refills, when I've just done the quick check-ins and things like that. So I think I've come in around a 6:30 pace, which is pretty solid, and I wasn't pushing. At the end there, I was feeling it a little bit, 2-3k out finish in the legs, but better than last week. Better than last week. So, feeling good. It's getting very windy, so I do apologize if it's overwhelming the sound. But we'll try and get some shelter, and let's get into the stats. Into it. 18.5, averaging 627. Just shy of 2 hours, 1300 calories, baby. And look at that average heart rate, 149. Definitely one of my solid runs. This is good. I'm so happy with this. Another awesome week. Look at that. Look at that pace. Like, that is pretty darn consistent. Heart rate all over the place. But pace was on point, and this is what I was talking about. I was in a bit of a weird trance, good groove. Wasn't trying to find it up or down. It was very consistent. Those little drops is obviously where I've had a drink break. Yeah, not too bad. I'm super happy with that. Very surprised. And you know, this is what I was saying. Every run is different. It's going to give you a whole bunch of different feelings, different emotions, some different takeaways. And from this run, I feel good, right? There was a lack of a struggle, but it was a different feel, because it was kind of just a bit of a blur. And some of these runs are the good runs to have, because those are the ones that you want to tap into when you're getting into these longer distances, because you're not having to think about anything. You're not overthinking things. You're not overdoing it. You're not worrying about your heart rate. You're kind of just zoned out completely, and that's what I like. That's what I wanted, and that's what I got. So super happy with that. Let's just quickly talk about how the week's gone. I think, you know, to be honest, I'm feeling super good. I've had some really good wins. You know, coming off last week's benchmark, that gave me a really good positive boost. Going into this week and having some time off for a couple of days has just made me just clear the head. And yesterday's run, today's run, I've loved them. And at the same time, you get mixed emotions around, do I want to get out and get it done? Well, you know, yes I do, and I said that at the start, but at the same time it's nerve-wracking, right? Because you're about to go put your body through a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm glad I got it done. Super positive week, super positive outcome, and I appreciate the sport. Let's have a look at what's coming up for next week, moving into week 8. So this week we were meant to do around 43k, and it looks like next week we'll be moving into, look at that, we've got a tempo of 7k, an endurance of 8, benchmark again, keen to see what we're going to do there. We've got another long run of 20k, and then an endurance run of 7. So super happy with that. I'm excited. Once again, thanks for watching, thanks for all the help, all the support, all the encouragement. Hope you're enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to what you've got to add. I'm looking forward to seeing what comments you've got for next week. And yeah, that's it from me. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle.